This video is sponsored by not being sponsored, in case anyone's wondering. Hello, my lovely friends, it's Margaret, and today I am coming at you with a book haul. So I've acquired some books, and I feel like I have enough this month that I can haul them. Like, tell you what I have gotten and actually have a decent video. Now, I don't necessarily know what all of these books are about because I tend to, like, go on concept and then cover, and, like, I don't know. First off, I'm going to go over all of the free books that I got at BookNet Fest. If you've already seen my BookNet Fest blog, you've already seen this part. So if you have already seen my BookNet Fest blog and you don't want to, like, rehash all of that, I will have a timestamp somewhere on the screen for you so you can just skip all of the BookNet Fest books and go to the books that, like, you haven't seen yet. Should I go in order of, like, how I got these? I should go in order of how I got these. So the first book that I got at BookNet Fest was an arc of The Stars We Steal by Alexa Dunn. If I can look at that, hold on, let me see if I can get it so you can actually see the cover. If you don't know, this is my most anticipated read of 2020. Like, it's tied between this and Chain of Gold. I have been hearing about this book, and it sounds right up my alley. It is Jane Austen meets The Bachelor in Space. It is a retelling of Persuasion about a girl who falls in love, but then her family kind of convinces her that the guy is not the right fit for her, that she needs to, like, consider more what she's going to be doing in the future. I don't know. Like, it feels really, like, petty in modern standards, but back in when Jane Austen wrote Persuasion, that was very much like something you had to think about was, would this man have enough money to support me? And her family convinced her that he did not, that he was not going to be able to, and so she was like, all right, I guess I can't marry this person because I need someone who's going to be able to support me. And then 8 years later, she is not doing so well financially, and he is going up in the Navy. So I don't know how much of that is going on in this book. I do know that it's got sexy Marco Polo, apparently. So, but it's still I am excited because, like, it seems to be like a friends to enemies, back to lovers kind of situation, and I am all about that. I love me some angst. I love me some, like, I love it when my couples are a little bit antagonistic, even a bit antagonistic, if you hadn't guessed, because the Cruel Prince is somewhere back there behind me. So I'm excited for this. I loved Brightly Burning by her, and so I love how she does retellings. I love how she does all of this stuff. The second book that I got was an arc of The Silver Serpent by Roshni Chokshi. I don't remember what this was about. So this is the sequel to The Gilded Wolves. I enjoyed The Gilded Wolves. I gave it 3 stars, which means I liked the book. Was it the best book I ever read? No, but I still liked it enough that I wanted to continue on with the series. Also, they got me going for the relationship, so you know I'm here. I'm there. If you get me in the romance, I'm there. And basically, it's about a group of friends in, like, 1800s Paris. There's magic, there's double crossing. One of the main characters is trying to get his birthright back because it has been stolen from him. There's a girl who's trying to figure out how not to die because she has been pieced together through magic, and, like, she's got an expiration date coming up. Like, it's fascinating. I liked it, okay? When I got a chance to get my hand on an arc of this, I was like, yes, please, I will take it. The rest of the books I either got from friends or I got at the book swap that they did. I also got City of Brass. This is an annotated edition from Page Habit. My friend Stitch was getting rid of this, and she's like, here, I know you want to read this. Have you read it yet? Do you own it yet? And so she brought it for me when she came up to Orlando. This is another historical fantasy. It's set in Cairo, and I guess we spend a little bit of time in our world, and then the main character discovers the world of the jinn, accidentally, not meaning to. She doesn't believe in magic, and then suddenly she's like, oh, I'm in this world made by magic. Well, that's just great. So I'm excited to read this because I love that kind of fantasy. I love watching characters get confronted by worlds they don't believe exist. It's fun. The next one I got at the book swap, and that was the Owl Crate edition of From Twinkle with Love. I liked this book, not necessarily enough to have 2 copies of it. However, it has yellow, and I don't have a lot of yellow books for when, like, naked yellow books, so I was like, this will be great for when I finally get back on Bookstagram. This is about Twinkle, and she basically, it's told as her writing letters to her favorite film directors as she deals with some stuff going on in her life in high school, as she's trying to do this major project, trying to put together this film. Like, as she deals with the fact that, like, she's got a crush on one boy, but his twin brother kind of has a crush on her, and is trying to help her with this film project. It's great, and look at how cute that is. Like, she has, I love it. I love her. I love the backs of her books. I love her books inside and out. Laura, she's now on the favorites shelf, so, like, this one's not on the favorite shelf because it wouldn't fit, but it'll probably get changed. The next one I picked up was Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. This is a retelling of Jane Eyre, only she murders people, as far as I know. Let's see. A sensitive orphan, Jane Steele suffers first at the hands of her spiteful aunt and predatory cousin, then at a grim school where she fights for her very life, until she escapes to London, leaving the corpses of her tormentors behind her. Sounds dark. After years of hiding from the law while penning macabre last confessions of the recently hanged, Jane thrills when she discovers that her aunt has died and her childhood home has a new master. Mr. Charles Thornfield, an army doctor returned from the Sikh Wars who seeks a governess for the 9-year-old ward in his care. So it's a retelling of Jane Eyre, only she's more violent. I know people have issues with Jane Eyre, but I love Jane Eyre. I really enjoyed the story, so I'm always down for retellings of this story. It just, listen, Jane Eyre resonates with me. The next book is The Book Jumper. I feel like the title is pretty self-explanatory about what's going on. People are going in and out of, oh, there's a bookmark. People are going in and out of different worlds of books, and so it was a bookish book, so I picked it up. The next one was Afterworlds by Scott Westerfeld. I have heard of this multiple times because I've read a lot of Scott Westerfeld. He's right back there. Nope, yes he is. He's right there. Right there with the Ugly series. So I felt like since I enjoy Scott Westerfeld and I enjoy the worlds that he creates, I would get this one. This one is Believing is Dangerous. Darcy Patel is afraid to believe all the hype, but it's really happening. Her teen novel, oh gosh, this is a bookish book too. Instead of heading to college, she's living in New York City, where she's welcomed into the dazzling world of YA publishing. That means book tours, parties with her favorite authors, and finding a place to live that won't leave her penniless. It means sleepless nights rewriting her first draft and struggling to find the perfect ending, all while dealing with the intoxicating, terrifying experience of falling in love with another writer. I feel like the falling in love part is terrifying, but I wouldn't have an issue with the other writer part. So it looks like this is like partly Darcy's story and partly the novel that she's writing. So I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see what this is about. I had no idea what it was about except Scott Westerfeld. And then finally I have That Inevitable Victorian Thing by E.K. Johnston. It's a purple book. I love me a purple book. Also, I've been meaning to read E.K. Johnston. I have the story of Owen somewhere over here. Not entirely. I might have gotten rid of it, actually. I might have gotten rid of it because it was an art. The Victorians are almost as fascinating to me as the Tudors. Like, the Tudors are just a disaster, and that is why I'm so drawn to them, because they are disastrous and they make everyone else look good. But the Victorians were also a special kind of something. So those are all the books I got at BookNet Fest. Now I'm going to talk about some of the books that I have actually purchased myself. I am going to be starting out with the books I got from Book of the Month YA. I am an affiliate for Book of the Month YA, but I did actually end up having to purchase this one. They had a $5 code, so I purchased it and then got approved for the affiliate program. And I was like, well, that wasn't smart, but it's fine. It's fine. So Book of the Month YA is a little bit different from most of the bookish boxes that you will see. A lot of the other ones, you get hints about what books they're going to be, but you don't know what book it is going to be ahead of time. You also get a lot of bookish goodies. So Book of the Month is great for people who don't want any of those bookish goodies. It is also great if you want to know what book you are getting ahead of time. It is $14.99 a month. The shipping is free. You get to choose from 5 different YA titles. They usually go from a variety of genres. Like, they'll usually have a couple of fantasy, they'll have a contemporary. It just depends on what is coming out that month. So now it is time to see what Margaret got. Oh, it's in shrink wrap. They are not playing around. It's in shrink wrap with a cardboard thing. Hold on. I thought I was done with my scissors. Apparently not. Let's cut the cardboard and not the book. The September book that I chose was Frankly in Love by David Yoon. From what I understand, this is a fake dating situation where Frank is Korean and his parents want him to date a good Korean girl. However, he has fallen for a white girl. As it turns out, there is a Korean girl he knows whose parents also want her to only date Koreans, but she's actually interested in a white boy. So they decide that they are going to pretend to date while also being able to, like, carry on relationships with the two people that they would rather be in a relationship with. So obviously I don't think I have to go any further into saying that, like, the romance is what hooked me, but also this is Nicola Yoon's husband and I absolutely have loved everything she's written so far, so this was on my radar either way. The other book I picked was This Time Will Be Different by Misa Siguro. This was one of their June picks, and I've been hearing a lot of stuff about it on the interwebs. I believe it's about a girl who's trying to save her family's shop, and there's a lot of history there because the people who are wanting to buy it, I believe, were also the people who kind of took over it when her grandparents were put in internment camps in World War II. So not only is it going to be covering, like, CJ's struggle, but it's also going to be talking a lot about the generational trauma left over from what happened in World War II and how we treated our Japanese citizens back then. There's also possibly a rival romance with the boy from the family that's trying to take over the shop. I'm not entirely sure, but that sounds right up my alley. So I am excited for both of these books. Like I said, I am an affiliate, so if Book of the Month sounds like a bookish box that you would be interested in, I will have a link down in the description box. I do receive a small commission for every first timer that signs up for Book of the Month. Thank you in advance if you decide to use that link. If you're interested in seeing what their October books are, I will have a graphic right over here on this side of the screen for you to take a peek at and see if any of those books interest you. And now we're moving on to the rest of the books I got this month. One of these I'm counting because I technically got it in August, but, like, I didn't open the box till September, so it counts, and that is Shatter the Sky by Rebecca Kim Wells. I got this in my August LitJoy crate. It's got a gorgeous cover. I'm not entirely, all I know is it's a fantasy world, it is got dragons, and she's trying to save her girlfriend, I think? Yes, she basically ends up having to join the rebellion because her girlfriend goes missing and there are dragons. That's what I know about. I also have my September LitJoy crate book, A Treason of Thorns by Laura E. Waymouth. So basically, this is about Violet. It is set in England at some point in the past. I'm not entirely sure the exact, I don't think this tells you. Yeah, this doesn't really tell you what time period it is in. All I know is that her father committed treason. They were kicked out of her family home. I'm assuming he is dead. But she was kicked out of her family home, and then she has come back with the magic that has kept her home sustained is starting to kind of go wrong. Something's not quite right with it. So she's trying to figure out what that is before everything is destroyed or something. I don't know. I just saw the Beneath the Dust Jacket art, and that is exactly my jam. I also got a finished copy of The 10,000 Doors of January by Alex E. Harrow. I really enjoy this book. So the main character is January, and she finds this book that is written by someone who's academically exploring the possibility of doors to other worlds. And from there, she starts to remember stuff from her childhood that she's suppressed and ignored to kind of fit the mold that her guardian wants her to fit. And it all goes from there. Just check out the review. Okay, guys? It was good, and I loved it. And the final book that I got in September is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Maharan. So, this is about a witch and a witch hunter who have to get married for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. I just know that they would rather not be married, but they have to be married for reasons. And that sounds like the kind of relationship I would be into. That sounds like my kind of romance. Don't ask me why it's my kind of romance. It just sounds like. So those are all the books that I have acquired in September. Normally I don't require this many books in a month. Normally it's one LitJoy crate book and maybe one other book that I have purchased, but I couldn't say no to this one, and the book club is on the 10th. So sue me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you want more of me, my social media is linked in the description box. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!